Signs that prove your flower-horn fish is living in a poor environment. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Blue Aquatics channel, the absolute ultimate destination for everyone out there who is deeply passionate about keeping, raising, and grooming one of the most beautiful, aggressive, and highly interactive monster fish on the planet. In this video, we are turning our absolute focus towards an incredibly serious, highly critical, and deeply educational topic that every single flowerhorn keeper must master if they want their pet to live a long, vibrant, and perfectly healthy life. We are talking about the subtle and obvious warning signs that show you are providing a poor, stressful, or toxic environment for your precious flower-on fish. Bringing home a young juvenile or a fully grown adult flower-on comes with a massive amount of responsibility because these highly engineered hybrid cichlids depend entirely on us to mirror the pristine, stable conditions they need to truly thrive. Far too often, well meaning hobbyists unknowingly allow their aquarium conditions to deteriorate, creating a highly stressful environment that quietly destroys the fish immune system, halts its physical growth, and strips away its majestic beauty. Over the course of this massive, deeply comprehensive video, we are going to break down every single behavioral, physical, and environmental warning sign that indicates your tank setup is failing your fish, giving you the exact knowledge you need to identify these issues early and fix them before it is completely too late. To truly understand how a poor environment impacts your flower-on, we must first dive deep into the unique psychological makeup of these incredible wet pets, which completely separates them from your average community aquarium fish. Flower-ons are not passive display animals that simply float around quietly in the water column without paying attention to their surroundings. Instead, they are apex predators with an immense level of intelligence, a fiercely territorial nature, and a highly responsive nervous system. Because they are so incredibly smart and aware of their environment, they feel the negative effects of poor water quality, incorrect tank sizes, improper heating, and lack of mental stimulation much faster and more intensely than smaller fish species. When their environment becomes toxic or restrictive, their bodies instantly enter a prolonged, continuous stage of fight or flight stress, which floods their system with cortisol hormones, suppresses their digestive tract, and shuts down their natural defense mechanism. As a responsible aquarist, you must train your eyes to read the silent language of your fish, understanding that every single change in their daily behavior or physical appearance is a direct reflection of the quality of the home you have built for them. The absolute first, most glaring, and incredibly heartbreaking warning sign that indicates your flower horn is suffering in a poor environment is a sudden, drastic shift in their daily behavior, specifically moving from a state of bold, enthusiastic confidence to absolute fear, shyness, and constant hiding. Healthy flower horns are legendary for being incredibly active, fearless water puppies that will immediately rush to the front glass the absolute second you walk into the room, wagging their tails and begging enthusiastically for their next meal. If you notice that your once interactive pet is now spending all its time covering in the back corners of the tank, hiding behind the filter pipes, or darting away in absolute panic whenever you approach the aquarium, this is a massive red flag screaming that something is deeply wrong with their home. This extreme shyness is almost always a direct reaction to a combination of highly toxic levels in the water, such as dangerous buildup of invisible ammonia and nitrates, or severe psychological stress caused by putting the tank in a noisy, high traffic area where the fish never feel secure. When a territorial king feels completely unsafe or physically sick due to polluted water, its natural confidence collapses entirely, forcing it to hide away in a desperate attempt to protect itself from perceived dangers. Closely linked to this heartbreaking behavioral collapse is the second major warning sign, which is a complete loss of appetite or a highly concerning habit of spitting out food that they used to consume with absolute greed. A healthy growing flowerhorn possesses a raging, almost bottomless appetite and will aggressively smash the water surface to grab its pellets the moment they drop into the tank. When a fish suddenly ignores its food completely, watches the pellet sink to the bottom without showing any interest, or takes a bite only to immediately spit the food back out, its body is actively telling you that its internal digestive tract is shutting down due to environmental duress. This digestive failure is frequently triggered by keeping the aquarium water at a cold, unstable temperature because a drop in thermal heat directly causes their metabolism to stall, making it physically impossible for them to process nutrient properly. Alternatively, chronic exposure to high nitrate levels from lazy water change habits will slowly poison the fish gut, making them feel incredibly nauseous and leading directly to severe internal parasitic infections that will completely stop their growth if the water parameters are not corrected immediately. As you look past the fish's daily behavior and begin to examine its physical body structure, the third and most visually shocking sign of a poor environment is the rapid regression, shrinking, or complete collapse of their signature neutral hump, which we all lovingly refer to as the head or the cock. The magnificent, water and fat filled head hump of a super red dragon flowerhorn or a Kampha flowerhorn is essentially a delicate reflection of the fish's overall health, confidence, and energetic well being. The cells inside the head hump require a massive, continuous supply of clean proteins, healthy lipids, stable hormones, and an absolute absence of stress to maintain their impressive size and structure. The moment your environment becomes toxic due to dirty water, or when the fish feels continuously intimidated by incorrect lighting or external noises, its body will actively reabsorb the fatty deposits and fluids from the head hump to the basic survival functions. Watching a once massive, beautiful head hump deflate into a flat, empty forehead is a painful proof that your aquarium conditions are actively draining the life force out of your pet, demanding an immediate overhaul of your filtration and water maintenance routines to restore their royal crown. Moving further along the fish physical appearance, the fourth undeniable warning sign that shows your environment is failing is the sudden emergence of dark, heavy stress bars across the body, accompanied by a severe fading or washing out of their brilliant crimson red colors and metallic pearls. The striking, fiery red coloration and diamond like pearling of a top tier floweron are maintained by specialized light reflecting cells that expand fully only when the fish feels completely dominant, warm, and secure in its territory. When the water quality plummets or when the tank is far too small and restrictive, the fish nervous system forces these color cells to contract tightly, causing the bright pigments to drain away instantly and leaving the fish looking a dull, dirty gray or washed out orange. The appearance of thick, dark vertical bands known as stress stripes running down the sides of their body is the fish's literal way of crying out for help, signaling to you that the water chemistry is highly unstable, the pH levels are crashing, or the temperature is fluctuating wildly between day and night. The fifth critical sign of a poor unoptimized environment can be observed while looking closely at the condition and movement of the fish fins, specifically checking for the occurrence of constant fin clamping, severe fraying, or curling along the delicate edges of the rays. In a pristine, spacious, and well aerated aquarium, a confident Flowerhorn will hold its dorsal, anal, and caudal fins perfectly wide open, showcasing a proud, majestic silhouette as it patrols its territory. However, when the water becomes packed with high levels of dissolved organic waste, bacteria, and sharp chemical spikes, the harsh conditions actively irritate the sensitive skin membrane of the fins, forcing the fish to pull its fins tightly against its body in a defensive posture known as clamping. If these dirty water conditions are allowed to persist for weeks, the harmful bacteria present in the system will begin eating away at the weakened tissue, leading to ugly fin rot, split rays, and permanent fin curling that completely ruins the athletic beauty shape of this fish forever. Next, you must remain incredibly vigilant regarding the sixth major warning sign, which involves the fish respiration pattern, specifically looking out for heavy, rapid breathing, gasping at the water surface, or keeping their gills cover flared open for extended periods of time. A Flowerhorn requires an immense amount of dissolved oxygen in the water to support its massive muscle mass, raging metabolism, and continuous physical growth. If your aquarium suffers from poor water circulation, a complete lack of surface agitation, or a massive buildup of toxic ammonia, the fish gills will become chemically burned and structurally damaged, making it incredibly difficult for them to extract oxygen from the water. Seeing your fish constantly hovering near that tow filter outlet, gasping desperately for air at the surface, or breathing at a frantic, rapid pace while sitting listlessly on the bottom is a clear indication that the air inside their home has become completely unbreathable, requiring the immediate addition of heavy-duty air stones and a powerful wave maker to restore oxygen levels. Friends, the seventh deeply concerning sign that your Flowerhorn is trapped in a highly suboptimal home is the sudden development of continuous, obsessing, scratching, or flashing behavior, where the fish repeatedly rubs its body, gills, and face violently against the bare glass bottom, the heater, or the filter intake pipes. While an occasional rub can be normal behavior for a cichlid, constant and aggressive flashing is a definite proof that the fish external slime coat is being severely irritated by external parasites or highly caustic water conditions. When an aquarium keeper neglects regular water changes, allowing the water to become excessively acidic with a dangerously low pH level, the caustic water literally begins to burn the fish's skin, causing immense discomfort and forcing the fish to rub itself raw in a desperate attempt to scratch the itch. This constant self-trauma quickly breaks open the protective slime coat, creating open wounds and raw sores across their head and body that invite lethal secondary bacterial infection like the dreaded hole in the head disease. This brings us directly to the eighth warning sign of an environmental failure, which is the frequent and highly frustrating occurrence of white stingy poo, bloating, and constant floating or sinking issues related to swim bladder disorders. As we frequently discuss here at Blue Aquatics, the intensive breeding history of modern Flowerhorn strains has unfortunately left them with incredibly sensitive, delicate internal digestive systems that react negatively to environmental stressors. When you provide a poor home by allowing the water temperature to stay cold or letting organic waste pile up, the fish digestive enzymes lose their efficiency, allowing harmful internal flagellates and bacteria to multiply uncontrollably inside their gut. The result is a severe internal infection that manifests as long, white, hollow poop trailing from the fish, followed rapidly by severe swollen belly and a loss of swimming equilibrium where the fish struggles to stay upright, proving beautifully that clean, warm water is just as vital for internal digestion as high quality food. The ninth environmental sign that you are failing your wet pet is the physical accumulation of massive amounts of thick brown algae, heavy cyanobacteria slime, and a foul, stagnant odor emanating directly from the aquarium water surface. Many hobbyists make the critical mistake of focusing entirely on the fish while completely ignoring the obvious visual cues provided by the aquarium glass and equipment itself. A tank that is constantly choked with thick sheets of dark algae, murky cloudy water, and a greasy surface film is a living, breathing proof that your biological filtration system has completely crashed or is heavily overloaded by an accumulation of uneaten food and rotting fish waste. This dirty, suffocating environment acts as a massive breeding ground for deadly pathogens and completely blocks out the clean light spectrums your fish needs to stay healthy, showing you clearly that your current filtration setup is far too weak to handle the massive bioload of a large cichlet. Finally, the 10th and ultimate sign that you are providing a poor environment is a complete and total stagnation of your flowerhorn's physical growth and structural development over a prolonged period of several months. A young, juvenile flowerhorn fry possesses an incredible genetic blueprint designed for rapid, explosive growth and under the care of an expert groomer. They should visibly gain size, thickness, and cosmetic enhancements every single week. If your fish remains stuck at the exact same size for months on end, looking thin, hollow eyed, and structurally frail despite your best efforts to feed it, the surrounding environment is actively locking down its genetic potential. Keeping a large fish trapped in a tiny cramped tank, breathing polluted water, and swimming in chilly temperatures forces its body to completely redirect all its growth energy toward basic day to day survival, permanently stunting its bones and organs. Friends, fixing these environmental failures and saving your precious flowerhorn from a life of chronic stress requires an absolute commitment to daily discipline, meticulous observation, and an unyielding refusal to cut corners with your tank maintenance. You must immediately audit the size of your aquarium, ensuring your king has a spacious home of at least 75 to 100 gallons, equipped with an elite biological filtration system, packed with thousands of porous ceramic rings to naturally clean your toxins. Lock your heater permanently between 28 and 30 degrees Celsius to keep their metabolism ranging and execute a flawless routine of changing 30 to 40% of the water twice every single week without exceptions. By listening closely to the silent warning signs your fish displays, taking immediate corrective action to provide a pristine, warm, and stress free sanctuary, you will watch in absolute amazement as their dark stress bars vanish, their raging appetite returns, and their magnificent color and massive head humps explode back to life, proving once again the pure joy of elite fish keeping here at Blue Aquatics. If you found this video helpful and learned something new today, make sure you subscribe to Blue Aquatics because here we focus on science-based fish keeping, practical experience, and honest advice that helps both beginners and experienced hobbyists. Share this video with every flowerhorn keeper you know. Thank you for watching. Keep your water clean, keep your flowerhorn healthy, and I will see you in the next Blue Aquatics video.